Oh, you're building a helmet.
Yeah, I'm putting a Senna inside of a helmet.
What do you mean a Senna?
You know those things that motorcycle people use to chat to each other?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's called a
Putting one.
Senna?
It's a brand. There's Senna and Curto and a
Oh,
whole
okay.
bunch of them.
John Broderick. Oh, your mic's off, John.
How you doing, Marcel?
Where are you today? It's all bright and shiny and
East end of Long Island, the Hamptons.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
How are you doing, JB?
great. You
Yeah?
guys good? You all good down there in Florida?
We're crazy. Crazy but good.
Why change the habits of a lifetime, right?
Exactly. We're a bunch of nutcases, but no, it's good. Believe it or not, I actually have fuel, so it's all a myth, this thing that you're hearing about us not having fuel in Florida.
Reason to jack the prices?
No, that I guess you haven't seen the news, but a pipeline got hacked.
Yeah, I
And
saw it, but they're
yeah.
using as a
Oh,
reason.
I see what you're saying. No, I mean, I guess probably some are. I think they monitor that pretty closely for gouging, but I haven't gone out to get gas because my car was full and I'm not really that worried about it. But my son went out this morning and he said he kind of looked at Costco and it was lined up for miles, and he looked across the street and there was a 7-Eleven with nobody in line. So he just pulled in and filled up his car. And some gas stations have like run out of regular and the medium grade one, but they still have premium, miraculously, of course. But it'll be solved in a couple of days. So, I have like a restaurant right there that I can walk to, and a grocery store right there that I can walk to. And so, what do I got to be stressed about?
That's the way neighborhoods are being built these days.
Yeah. Probably not so much in the Hamptons.
No, ours is like that. Where I live, we can walk everywhere, walk to the beach, walk to the stores. Yeah, in the summer, the roads lock up.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, it's nice to see you, JB.
Same.
Yeah. Heather, how's your baby?
Hi, she's great. She's 5 months old yesterday.
Oh my goodness. How's that been? Are you sleeping yet?
Yeah, I am. The newborn phase was really hard, but we have a routine now, and it's good. So I'm officially back to work, and
oh wow,
it's really nice. So it's good to see everybody.
But the back to work thing is just in your house, probably, right? So
it is, yeah.
You still don't actually get to leave for some peace and quiet.
I don't have to leave.
Oh, there is that. There is that version of the story. Yeah. Well, hi, Lynn. David Barber.
Hi.
Anything to report from Broadway?
It's all coming back, baby.
Yes, sir.
30 shows by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's amazing. But is there anything like jumping out early, or it's all just kind of September?
September 14th is really the first date.
Oh, okay. Is
we'll
that
have
by
Shakespeare
like
in the
mandate
park
or
and
something?
Sorry?
Is that like by some kind of mandate or something, or is that just how it's working out?
The league kind of set that date for themselves.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
And that day, The Lion King, Wicked, and Hamilton all open, so that's sort of like a big moment.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be good.
We'll have Shakespeare in the Park this summer too, so that'll be kickoff as well.
Yeah. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing a shit ton of shows going on right now, like just being announced, but some of them actually happening and stuff too, which is kind of cool. I don't know, not so much for everyone, but it sure seems to be.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of stuff. I have a lot of friends who have stuff. It seems mostly like September on that. These tours, like even club tours, like my buddy who's the lighting designer for All Time Low, they have a tour going out in September. I got a friend who is doing which are happening, which is great. So
Which one?
fingers crossed.
Doing what?
Sorry, Motion City soundtrack is going out either late this year, beginning of next year. But my buddy who does All Time Low, they're a September tour, and they're gearing up for September, which is clubs, which is awesome.
Are you out of
Kind of answers
quarantine
that
yet?
question. No, I get out Friday at 11 a.m.
Oh, that's cool.
And I actually, funny story, I just got hit up by another lighting designer to do another show on the same ship in July.
Oh my God,
So
that's crazy.
I'll take the work.
Yeah.
So
I'll
you'll
take the
go
work.
and
Let's
go
do it.
back?
Yeah, it would be, if it happens, it would be I'd be done for 2.5 weeks, and then in July fly back out here, but I wouldn't have to quarantine again.
You
Which
don't?
is great. I wouldn't have to.
Oh, okay. That's
So.
better.
Why don't you just stay there? For
I
the 2
also
weeks?
apologize for I want to go home. I would have been here for 7 weeks at that point. I just want to go home. I would want to go home and enjoy my apartment for a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
and I apologize for the crappy Wi-Fi. It's shit
is
internet.
bad.
I'm in the middle of the Mediterranean right now. Sorry.
It's got to be ruining you on the Pornhub. Let's leave that right
No,
there,
well,
Matt.
Oh, he's got it,
yeah, no.
it down.
What's that, Patrick?
He's got it downloaded to his hard drive. He's safe. He's good.
That's funny.
Oh my God. No, it's the other thing that's crappy is I have to log on every 4 hours. So they limit us. They're like every 4 hours they cut you off and you have to re-log in, and you can only have one device. So it's either my phone, my
Jesus.
computer. It sucks.
That blows.
So I'm gonna shut up now. It's so good to see you guys.
Yeah. Where the hell is everyone? It's freaking 5:07. Come on, man. Tardy bastards.
They're all working.
Matt, do you know about this Sooner thing that she did with Coldplay? Do you know much about it?
I talked to her a little bit today. She's actually doing 5 shows with Coldplay. Like, she's in quarantine right now, and she has a console and is just programming away.
Yeah.
So that's all I
that.
know. So. But Steve Warren, I've heard of multiple MA programmers that are switching over to D9 for their next tour.
Wow. I'm finding it sort of hard to believe. I mean, it's great. I shouldn't say that, but you know, I never push people. I never push people to move one way or the other, but yeah, we're being really pleasantly surprised. You know, I feel it's a very personal choice, and I never want to get in the way of a friendship. So, you know, and people should choose on its merits, but yeah, we're having an absolutely sensational time of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not pushing, it's not anything. It's them saying they saw the console and they love it and they like the direction you guys are going over the direction the 3 is going. So I've heard 3 or 4 LDs talk about switching. So
wow, that's really good to hear as well. It's good to hear from you, man. And it's weird because I remember having a conversation with MA right back in the day, you know, when they were sort of starting to surge ahead, and they said, hey, what's happened to you? You know, you've just sort of stopped developing on your Diamond 4. And we were having some issue with our software our director of software. In the end, I had to get the guy fired. It was a whole different story. That might be for a bar 1-to-1 at some point. But, you know, we really dropped the ball, and so did Hog 3 at the same time. And they said, like, we were the only people on the field, holding the ball. And so we just ran with it. And it was so true. You know, it was like a perfect storm for them. And it's sort of the reverse now. We've been, you know, really listening to people, doing a lot of really cool things with the timeline. And yeah, just it's so nice to be getting that feedback. But, you know, it's sort of really crazy because it sounds really cliche, but if you just listen to people, they'll tell you what to do. You know, I think manufacturers are just such arrogant dicks, including ourselves in the past.
Jesus.
You know? It's true, man. You just got to listen to They'll tell you.
He's calling
exactly what to
himself
do,
out
and
here. This is
if you
amazing.
just did what the designers said, you'd be on top of the fucking world.
I'm just gonna mute my microphone and listen to Steve Warren for a while.
No, I'm gonna shut up.
I will say, Stephen, one of the things I really like is how your pixel maps per fixture are built into your fixture profiles.
Right.
So it makes for mapping so easy. Like it's brilliant. And what you guys did with the timeline for time code is also very brilliant, and synergy. It's just one thing after another that
ingredients
all
coming,
these features
coming together.
Yeah.
It's so
I mean,
nice
I'll
to
tell
have
you-
recognized.
Matt, are you denouncing Hog right here?
Oh no. No. I love you,
Hog
Steve
is
Warren.
dead to him.
Yeah.
No. But it's definitely another platform that I really want to brush up on.
Right.
Because I'm used to like the old school way of programming on an Avo, and I didn't like it. I didn't think it was as intuitive for what I was learning on Hog. But seeing what Brad showed us at C Factor when I saw the D9, I think there are some really great things going on, and I'd love to learn it. And I'd love for that to be my second console kind of knowledge. You know what I mean? So I could do a show on either console.
And Matt, it's sort of crazy, isn't it? That, it's almost like if you choose any product, if it was a phone, for example, when iPhone was the only smartphone, that wasn't a good thing for the world.
Yeah.
Clearly, what's a good thing for the world is Samsung being in the mix, and HTC and everyone. Then Google jumped in, and suddenly the pressure was really on. And it was like, Apple, you need to sort out your camera, otherwise you're going to lose this race. Apple thought they'd never lose the race. And it's the same thing, I'm really glad. When you speak about Hog, I have to say one of my big sort of really feel-good moments was when, to be honest, the guys from Hog, when they had the shapeshifter out, and they had one of our LDs using it, and he was using it with the Titan Mobile, and he had it all pixel mapped, and they said, look, we'll give you a Hog 4, and he said, oh, no, I don't know how to program it. We'll give you a Hog 4 and a programmer, and he went, no, because you can't do this. And he was showing them what you could do with the pixel mapper. And within a number of weeks, I had reports, because it's a very small industry. We all know people in each other's organizations and stuff. I'm sure they know people in ours. That they had one of our consoles there in R&D. And I was really quite tickled by that. You think, okay, they recognize that we're doing something right, good. And what the fuck, who cares? Because it moves the whole industry forward. It just keeps moving the whole thing forward. And what's the point if it's not moving forward?
Yeah.
Well, they actually high end years ago had like when I was at the shop on tour, actually a tour that I debuted the shapeshifter on. So I'm very familiar with that light. I didn't have a manual. I had to figure it out on my own.
You're brave.
It's a great, I like it. I think it's a great light,
It's
but
clever,
I mean,
yeah,
everyone
it's
thinks it's garbage, but whatever. When I was in the shop, when I was at High End, they had an MA there, and they actually brought Cat West up to teach them things about the MA2 and what people like about that console. And it's exactly what you said. It's being competitive. I mean, the console's out there. It's not like they're stealing anything. And arguably, when it comes to pixel mapping, Grand MA took what Hog was doing with pixel mapping and did another thing with it. I mean, they will tell you that they took a lot of Hog's pixel mapping abilities to implement into the MA console. So I think it is like, I don't see it as sharing. I see it as free market, and I see it as developing our industry and moving forward, just like you said, Stephen.
Yeah, once it's out there, you should look at everything else that's going on, and then going, okay, come up with your own version of it and go, okay, right, how do we make this better? Because that's pretty difficult when, you think just how good some of them are. I really raise my hat to MA and to Hog. There's total respect there. Some really great people behind those products. And yeah, we should. And in the early days, I had to say, I was really open and say, we never look at other people's consoles. We just listen to our users. But I think it has got so complex now that you'd just be a fool not to. You have to manage the business.
But it's a very cyclical business, obviously. Like, MA wasn't the hottest console forever. Hog was, unbeatable for a while.
That's right.
Avo has been on top a few times in your run. Yeah. And the same thing happens in lighting. I've been at the top of the heap and the bottom of the heap a few times in automated lighting. And, I mean, look right now, Roby, I don't know, 12 months ago, at the end of 2019, Roby was unbeatable. And now you've got, Martin running around showing their stuff, and their new fixtures look incredible. And, like I just happened to see it next to a Roby fixture, and it blew it away, And so, I mean, this thing keeps happening. Everybody kind of goes all in and says, okay, we're going to be ready in 2 years. Let somebody else take the market for the next year or so. And I mean, you don't do it like that, but that's just how it works out.
That's how it works out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good, isn't it? Because it keeps
Steve,
everyone on their toes, keeps everybody moving forwd, just keeps the pressure on.
Well, this is a technology industry, obviously. It's, technology, the LDs, I think, drive manufacturers to come up with new technology, and manufacturers respond with amazing things. And, it's all, it's such an exciting industry. It's why we're all here, I think, is the technology. At the end of the day, I think a lot of us are a little bit nerdy when it comes to this stuff. Speaking of which, little self-promotion, but I'm really not promoting anything. But Tom Luttrell I had on the podcast last week, and Tom was a very early employee at Showco, and then becoming Verilight. And I'm sure Peter, JB, I'm sure you guys have had Tom around you at different times, and some of you, the rest of you, might know Tom as well. But I found out on the podcast, and I didn't really know this, but I guess it's kind of obvious, but he was literally the first automated lighting system programmer in history.
Wow.
And, I was like, really? Like, nobody before you programmed an automated lighting system? And he said, no, there were automated lights technically prior to the VL0 and VL1. But there was never a system. There was never a bunch of them together operating, on a tour or something. And so that was kind of interesting to find that out. Pretty
Steve,
cool
I'm gonna just
claim to fame.
Steve, I'm just going to give you one piece of advice between MA, Hog, and Avo. Just don't put a 3 in the name of your console anywhere. Okay.
Unlucky for some. Okay. Yeah, that's true. It hasn't run well, has it?
You got the Hog 3, you got the MA 3. I don't want to see like the D3.
It took a minute for that penny to drop.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah, he's already all the way up to 9. So I think we're good.
That's right. We're just going to keep moving forward, and we'll have to jump 13.
Yeah.
I never understand it. I wanted to jump software version 13. But it's funny. I mean, it's that used to be a thing, didn't it? And people didn't have the 13th floor in hotels.
Yeah, there's a lot of hotels here that don't have a 13th floor.
Still.
And Bob, I wanted to jump it because the copiers in China, they'd copied version 11. We'd spent a fortune on this copy protection system that we're using. It's the same one that Disguise is using, D3 guys. And I think I may using the same key as well. So we're all in that together and whatever, fighting the copiers. And because they look at the version numbers, I thought, well, great, if we can skip a version number and even go from 12 to 14, because they hadn't cracked 12. So you're like, okay, well, let's really, punch them in the face by jumping straight to 14. But hey, the software programmers, they hate it when you don't go in the sequential numbers. They were losing sleep about that. They just couldn't deal with it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I lost that one. But hey.
So
it is exciting that it's all opening up, isn't it? Everybody I speak to has got some show planned, or they're programming for the.
It's definitely moving now.
Putting in quotes. It's really exciting that it's all starting again.
It's nothing like 2019 yet, but boy, it's a far cry from last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting insane. Like I was talking to one lighting company yesterday. They're about I'd say like in 2019, they were about a $15 million rental house. And he said this year they were planning to do probably around 4 million again, which I think is where they were last year, around 4 or 5 million. And he said March was like 700,000. April was like 800,000. May's looking like it's going to be around 800,000. or 900,000. He said June, they've already got over 1 million on the books. I mean, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but somebody kind of cranked the faucet open a little bit. So that's cool.
Did you see
Exciting to see.
the did you see Live Nation put out, there was an article in, I don't think it was, I think might have been Forbes or something, where they said 2022, they have more shows on the books than they did in 2019.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. I mean, it's going to be just freaking batshit crazy here over the next, little while. I mean, starting Q4, end of this year is just going to be, Nutsville. I mean,
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still in the Palladium, and I see all the shows that they're talking about through Live Nation in LA, and it's going to be real busy. I mean,
yeah,
we start filming tomorrow night for Unscripted, and then the MTV Movie Awards is Sunday, and then we have loadout for 4 days. But I mean, the whole parking lot, we've got, I think, 6 Atlas TV trucks, 3 Uplink trucks, and then I think there's 9 semi-trailers full of cat power here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, with some of the big promoters and stuff, Live Nation, AEG, I don't even know that this is political anymore. I think there's still a liability issue going on, and I think there's some arm wrestling happening with that right now. I confided, or somebody confided with me on some things that are going on behind the scenes that I'm not really able to talk about, but there's just still a lot of gamesmanship going on, it seems.
yeah, I mean,
Well, what about-
we're not allowed to have any kind of food or water or anything in the building. You have to have, there's a separate tent across the street, and you sit at one end or the other of an 8-foot table, and that's it. But no, like, you can have water in here, but nothing that you would eat.
What's the whole purpose behind that? Like, does food now carry COVID?
The LA County COVID compliance changes for film. I guess this just came out
You can't
a
eat.
week ago. Can't eat
So maybe
in the building.
COVID can't live on you if you have absolutely no nutrition
If
in
you're
your
starving.
system.
With the
Yeah, you're
catering here, I'm
starving to
surprised that's probably the case.
Is it the mask? Is it the unmasking situation, Patrick? Like, they don't want
Yeah.
people in the building unmasked eating?
Yeah, it's a sip of water, sip of coffee, mask back up, and N95, and they walk around. There's, I think, 14 COVID compliance officers on site, and all they do is bust people, being naughty and trying to sneak food or whatever. But yeah, it's very strict here.
You got to
Crazy.
do it if this industry is coming back. I mean,
I'm not
gotta
going to
play by the
complain.
rules.
I'll follow all their rules. If I can work
Yeah.
for
I mean,
26 days, yeah, I'll take it. I'll tell you to eat outside, no problem.
Yeah, but a friend of mine worked on or actually did the pyro for the Canelo fight last weekend. 73,000 people, no masks, in a stadium in Texas, AT&T Stadium. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like at the end of the day. I have no idea. I'm not voting one way, or I'm voting one way, but I'm not predicting one way or the other. I have no idea what's going to come of it. But they had no testing, no masks.
Unbelievable. It's crazy, to think
I
that
think
they
with
can do
the
that.
liability thing, I think the liability thing you were talking about, Marcel, I think that goes out the water if you have a proof of vaccination or you take a PCR test within X amount of hours.
Well, I
think
love some of the things that you
do
guys brought
that-
up last week. Some of the things, I don't know if it was you, Patrick, or somebody talked about, like, the Dodgers were doing something where, they had a section that was
Yep.
a vaccine section, and then over here,
Yep.
if you weren't vaccinated, you had to go in this section, and it was
Watch it from the
socially
parking
distanced,
lot. Yeah.
or watch it from the parking lot. Yeah. But no, I like that. 'Cause
No, they're
again,
doing
for
that
me,
in-
for me, that's incentive. That's saying, hey, people, go get a vaccine, as opposed to, go get a vaccine, but you're still gonna have to wear a mask, and you're still gonna have to do 14 tests a day and all this other stuff.
Hey,
it-
the best part
New
is
York-
I get to finally take a vacation after this, and I'm going up to Tahoe. So Peter, hopefully there's good weather up there.
I don't know.
Hi.
We've talked to you many times on a sailboat, Patrick. So I wouldn't be
Oh,
saying I
that's
finally
That's
get
not
to
really
go on a
vacation.
vacation.
That's a workcation. That I'm like working
yeah.
and keeping
I can
active.
see that. Yeah, that's obvious, to all of us. You know, like when I'm on a ski slope and I'm talking to you guys on a Zoom call, that's
Be
work.
amazing.
You know, that's work. I'm
Totally
doing work.
working.
We are a very
God
hardworking
forbid I
man,
can ever
Marcel.
get back up there. Yes, I
In,
am.
you know, going to the incentive thing you were talking about in New York, what they're doing is they're setting up one-shot COVID vaccinations with Johnson & Johnson at railway stations, at bus stations, all
That's cool.
throughout New York City. So as you're going to work, there's no excuse, like get a vaccination. And then what they do is give you a 1-week subway pass as an incentive,
That's
which
cool.
is like
Yeah.
25
No,
or
that's
30 bucks.
see, that's amazing. That stuff's amazing. Like that's what we need to do right now, you know, is if you want, if the answer is getting everybody vaccinated, then you need to get everybody vaccinated. And you don't do that by, you know, promoting the fact that the vaccine doesn't work and or you know doesn't solve a lot of these problems or whatever. I love the baseball stadium idea. Although it would take a lot more than just allowing me to go in there with a vaccine to get me to watch a baseball game because I have no interest. But yeah, no, I love that. I love that they're getting a little creative now.
Gotta run, guys.
They're
I'll see you
giving
later.
baseball tickets.
Take care,
Catch you later,
Patrick.
Patrick. Yeah, they're giving baseball tickets away. Like you can go to a baseball
cool.
game and get a vaccine, and they're giving you baseball, like a voucher to go to another baseball game. Like it's unfortunately with the younger people and the people who are more like, I don't know if I want to get this, you need to incentivize them somehow. And I mean,
Yeah.
it sucks, but I mean, if it means that we're going to be able to go back to work in
Yeah.
some form of normalcy, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
give them $100. I don't care.
Matt just made a new word, guys. Normalcy. Yes.
Normalcy.
I love new words. I love new words.
I'm gonna use that.
I'm sure that's in a dictionary somewhere.
Normalcy.
Yeah,
Maybe wherever you are right now in Greece or something.
yeah,
but
Cypress Dictionary.
certainly not over here. Yeah. Is that called Cypriot? If you're from
Yes.
Cyprus, are you Cypriot?
Cyprus, you're a Cypriot. Yeah.
See, I didn't even go to school. How the hell do I know that? I don't even know.
It's divided in Cypriot.
Sometimes I amaze myself. So,
Yes, Lynn. Mike?
Lynn, your mic's not on. You look funny though, just there flapping your mouth away.
Hi.
Your mic ain't on.
Well, I look funny also because I got my Invisaligns today. So,
Oh, there you go.
so I'm kind of, like that. So anyway, 24 weeks and maybe I'm done.
No.
I'm
Oh, it's a lie.
To at Amway Center to try to help people get vaccines. So I'm hoping
Yay.
a lot of people will be there.
That's
Good
cool.
on you.
What?
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, I will tell you, I know that everyone thinks I'm an anti-vaxxer, and I did get vaccinated last week. So,
What kind did you get?
so fuck all you all is all I want to say.
I
I'm
hardly
just kidding.
noticed the switch.
I'm just kidding. There's none of that.
Will you do a vaccination video that we could put out to the industry to get
Hell
our bus
no.
drivers?
I wasn't even
and-
going to tell anyone. I was just going to keep arguing with you guys over how stupid the whole thing is or whatever. No, I
What
was
kind
never
did you get?
J&J.
Hmm.
Just
Oh.
because it's like the most controversial one. So if I was going to get a vaccine, it had to be that one, of course.
Of course.
When you get sick, you could say, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Well, you know what? So I've had two vaccinations in the last like 50 years or something. And the first one I've told you guys was the flu shot in 2020. And I got sick as hell and I thought I had the flu, and maybe I still think it was COVID. But then I got this vaccine last week, and man, I was down the next day. I had the flu so bad. Like I had, I was just so sick. I was, just shivering and aching and a brutal freaking headache. And yeah, I was so tired. I couldn't even stay awake. I had to do 2 podcasts that day too. And I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, right. Yeah, it was tough. But I'm vaccinated, so
Yeah,
now
no,
I can
from-
share. Now I
when
can
I got
share ice cream
Pfizer,
cones
I
with
got-
strangers.
Yeah, when I got Pfizer, it felt like a punch in the arm, and I was tired the next day. That's it.
Yeah,
Like it nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to get any side effects at all. So I was really surprised that I got sick, but my arm didn't hurt or anything. That was all fine. So
Lucky you.
yeah.
Worst, but I got barely any symptoms. Just my arm was like stiff for the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how many of you will know anything about this, but you know, I know we all follow Strickland's emails, and I was actually hoping to get him on today, but I forgot to call him. But I wanted to talk to anyone, see Heather, anyone who knows anything about this new deal that Strickland kind of dropped a bomb a few days ago, because, you know, I'm obviously a very outspoken hater of the SVOG deal that's going on. But apparently there's another deal coming out that's for the rest of us, for everybody else in the industry, the 97% of the industry that got screwed on the SVOG deal. I don't presume anyone knows anything about this. I don't even know if Strickland knows anything about it, to be honest. You all read it though, right?
That was in his email?
Yes.
Yeah, it basically said good news. You didn't read it, Bob?
No, not completely. Luckily, I've been busy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got to where I became relatively numb to his emails too, because they were getting a little repetitive and a little bit, and they were all really about, hey, rich venue owners, look at how much more money you get now or whatever, right? So it became uninteresting. It was for a group that I was not a part of, put it that way.
Right.
So, but apparently, you know, they're working very hard. They have paid attention to the whole live events thing, and they're working very hard to put together a deal for the rest of the live events business. So, you know, again, I don't know if it's true. I wanted Michael to maybe come on and talk to us about it, but I forgot to call him today. So anywho.
I'm sort of relieved to hear though, because I also try and read Michael's emails. You think, okay, well, it's just the fact I'm so far removed from your political system that
it means nothing to you.
I can't make head or tail of it, but you know,
yeah.
I'm glad by everyone's confused faces here. I feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I was talking to.
Well, you have to worry about.
Go on.
No, sorry.
No, I was
just going to say, Steve, you just have to worry about the Labor
Party. A big delay. Labor Party, yeah. Steve,
Sorry.
I was talking to somebody in the UK a couple days ago who said, you know, he was fighting with the government. He's not in our industry, remarkably. And he said he was fighting with the government trying to get, you know, something sorted or whatever. And they said, no, I'm sorry, you do not, this doesn't apply to you or whatever. You're not going to get any of this money. And all of a sudden, like the next day or whatever, there was 13,000 pounds in his bank account. Well, they just like deposited money right into it. And it was something totally different and had no idea it was coming. And so apparently the UK is still giving away money.
Actually, the rental companies, a lot of the rental companies, and even one of the moving, I think SGM was on the list. There were, you know, so one of the manufacturers' representatives, which was sort of unusual. But, you know, a number of the rental companies, video rental companies, lighting rental companies, all got some really good payouts from here.
Did they?
The difficulty was you had to say that you were in a position that you might go bust within the next 3 months.
Well, I mean, I think our entire industry was in that position in 2019.
Well, Marcel, twice.
We've always, for 25 years, we've been in that position.
Well, Marcel, twice we've made the decision not to make that statement. I was pretty frustrated with it because I think if we didn't borrow a lot of money, we would have been in that position. But you know, so we did the totally honest thing and sort of stood up like good Boy Scouts and didn't get any money. But
sooner,
geez, well, I'm not so sure. What an idiot, you know, because yeah, a lot of people took a lot of money out the system.
Yep.
It's that. Later
sooner.
Arrival.
Coldplay. What's going on? Tell us.
Sorry. Hi. I just like bursted in, by the way. I apologize.
That's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's what we do.
So excited.
Oh my goodness, Matt. Jesus. You're like a little schoolgirl. when they roll the overhead projector into class. You're too young to understand that.
Time zones right now, so I think it's probably just like a time zone thing.
No, I'm not. That's the scary part.
You're both tired and delirious.
And drinking, clearly.
Well, no, Sooner and I both have shitty Wi-Fi.
Shitty what?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, I have great Wi-Fi. Don't tell Matt.
Wi-Fi.
So I guess
It
that's not
sucks.
Sooner and you. It's just you, Matt.
Yeah, you're on your own, buddy. Literally on an island called a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hi.
What do you got going on? Something with Coldplay.
Yeah, they got some promo stuff going on. It's great. They're doing Glastonbury, and I wasn't actually supposed to come over here, and then last minute got asked to join the party, so here I am.
That's
Hi,
cool.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Oh, hi, Eric. Oh, I'm just seeing it. Hi, Bob. Look at all these people.
Aloha.
Oh my God. Peter Morris is like
Yes.
one of my
Sooner has definitely been drinking.
Tom Broderick is also one of my idols.
I know. We have lighting design royalty. Such a small group.
I feel like I'm not.
lighting
I'm
design
like,
royalty.
need to like hang this up right the fuck now because I do not feel worthy
I
at
would
all.
put Peter
Damn.
Morse and
Marcel, it's all
Peter
about,
Morse
all
and
about
Steve
quality,
Warren up top.
not quantity.
Yeah.
Soon
What'd you say, JD?
Idols all idol you. Idolize you.
Not possible. Not
Man.
possible.
Good to see everyone.
Oh my God, this is great. So Patrick Dearson actually told me that I'm supposed to be his proxy and give everybody shit tonight, but I'm not that person, so I don't know how to do that for him.
Ah.
He said I'm supposed to make all the jaded comments and like.
I think I've pretty much covered it already before you got here. So
So you handle it. I'm gonna.
yeah,
Just
you can
do
keep
this.
being nice. I'll continue being the asshole.
And
It's
drinking
better role playing.
tequila. It's almost
Cheers.
bedtime anyway.
Cheers.
Cheers. Aloha.
Cheers. This was yeah, definitely my
Sooner,
I'm on
Sooner,
day
is that
4. So I'm ready to be done quarantine. I want to be released. I'm over
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
How long are you there, Sooner?
Till the 25th.
So where are we now? What are we? 11, 12,
Yeah.
12.
It's honestly a dream come true. Like I can't like I'm very excited to be here. Like
That's cool.
just to use the passport, you know. I'm in a
Yeah.
flat in London. Like I'm in Camden. There's a lock, like a canal right outside this window. I can watch
Yeah.
the boats enter and exit a lock, which
That's
is cool.
awesome.
I've never seen that actually happen before. I have a kitchen. I have a MA3. Like I do not
What else do you
understand.
need? A kitchen and an MA3. That's it.
Literally do not, and grocery delivery is like on point here. My ear is really messed up from the flight, so I'm getting some stuff from Boots delivered tomorrow. Like this is a thing. Like it's a little bit messy, but it's
It's
good.
cool. You're not
Yeah,
in your
like-
house for a minute.
I don't really understand how this happened or how I get to be the lucky person that gets to be in this position.
Well,
It's a really
gratitude is a thing.
You know,
I'm
what
gonna
is
be
that?
like, I'm gonna like be the imposter that's like, yeah, I'm doing this until you fire me. Great. And then
Sooner.
jump out.
Sooner. Let's try this example for a second. I'd like to see how many people in these windows got into this industry pretty much out of a moment or sheer luck. And I would say that applies to me. Now it applies to Sooner. Now
Certainly.
it's not as rare as you think, but
Yeah.
we made it. Good to see you guys.
It's funny. Pretty much everyone. Huh?
Cheers.
Cosmo, I think you were at a Kiss show or something, weren't you?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking to Cosmo.
No, I know. I'm sorry
Oh.
about the Kiss show.
No, it wasn't your Kiss
1976.
show. It was 1976. You weren't born yet, Sooner.
Sorry, I'm apologizing.
It was a good Kiss show.
Oh, is that a burn? Ouch. Man, you're
No.
gonna have to go to sleep with that on your mind tonight, Sooner. You just shut your mic off.
Oh, no.
Isn't it funny that she's ranting on you and
Sooner's
she's got her
amazing.
mic off?
She's cursing me out.
Your mic's off.
With her mic off. Sooner, your mic's off.
Oh, no. I'm agreeing with him because I had to like do a whole bunch of research for this last tour about like the archival Kiss footage, and they were fucking incredible.
Yeah,
in
they
the
were
70s.
good. Except for that movie
Incredible.
thing. The movie thing was a little bit of
The
a
movie
problem,
was
but
a little bit creepy.
that was a bit of a problem.
Creepy. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But like their performance, their energy, like the way they did their shows, how like guerrilla style it was like on point. And I had to research all that stuff for this last tour.
Yeah.
And like I was like, there's nothing we can do to like even try to accomplish this amazing style that you had in the 70s. So I 100,000% agree with that.
I agree.
Absolutely.
You know, it's
Hold on.
Oh,
Time out.
go on, Bob.
Sooner. May I share a screen, Marcel?
Yes, you may.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
something
Sooner
amazing.
created
Do
a
I
new
need more
cocktail.
tequila? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you might. Wait, I'm still disabled.
I'm working on it. I'm not an IT guy.
Sooner,
for
is
God's
that-
sake, Bob Harmon.
Sooner, is that your kombucha tequila cocktail?
Yes. By the way, my favorite new cocktail is kombucha and tequila. It's like a healthy margarita. It's great.
So Sooner, this is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
That's my first arena concert with the band Kiss.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Parkland.
Oh shit, huh? And check this. All the crew is barefoot. I'm standing in front of the Marshall stacks, looking why that part with the asbestos wiring on it doesn't work. And up above in center is this giant drum that drops, well, pieces of paper like confetti for like a snowfall during the show.
That is amazing.
There are two crank ups, which are Vermet lifts. Now, I don't know, can you see my cursor as well?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Now,
Maybe
this-
Sooner can't, but the rest of us can.
No, I can see it. I got it.
Okay.
There's 3 of them though, right?
I'm not cross-eyed yet, Marcel. Okay.
Now, come on, I'm trying to tell you a story. Stick with me now. So you see this line that comes up and it splits off in 2 directions.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
bridal,
So,
right?
so now just listen to me because I'm gonna set the stage here. So
Listening.
there's 2 mirror balls in the house, and you remember if you've never experienced one personally, you've seen it in movies. You know, back when photographers had the single flash bulb, right? It's kind of a bluish bulb and it's frickin' bright and it's color corrected to be daylight. And it's a one-shot use, and it plugs in bayonet style to a photographer's light. Now, these mirror balls with nothing below them have like 200 of these bulbs on them mounted into it. So so to trigger this, because there isn't computers yet, this is Parkand times. So there's a guy out this back door, and there's these laid out long tables, like fold out tables, and they're about 8 feet long. He's got 5 levels of these, and he's got blocks of wood with nails in it. Every nail is going to correspond to 1 light bulb. So when the effect is to trigger, this guy is, if he hits the first one, this first bulb goes boom and blows out. Now this guy is back in the back, and he's got a stick with a positive at 12 volts, and he's running along next aisle, and this is going, and here now it splits left and right up to the top, these 2 48-inch mirror balls encrusted with 200 of these bulbs. There's glass falling in the crowd. And this is how they started their show.
Ah, blood.
Oh.
Great.
I like the sound
Right.
effects. Yeah, I particularly like the sound effects, Bob.
I tried for that.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, my buddy is in I think Waikiki right now, but he's the like number 3 guy for labor in the government. Like, I forget what his title is, but he used to be my lawyer and always wanted to work for the government and got offered a job in labor. And he was like the number 7 or 8 guy and just clawed his way up really quickly. And anyways, I'd love to introduce you to. You'd love this guy. He's a nut job. He's not your typical government worker, put it that way.
None of us are typical here.
Yeah.
What, that was 1974, that photo, yeah? That's what it was
Yeah, I
titled?
think, yeah. it
Where was it?
Actually, it's probably 75. I think I was off one year because HIC Arena.
Where's that?
What's your email? I'll send you the.
Where is that, Bob?
Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yeah, we'll put my name in the chat. Stand by so you can copy and paste.
Yeah, easy.
And then anyone who wants to send me emails can send me emails.
Cool.
Are you really that lonely right now?
I'm in quarantine. I'm stuck in an apartment for a long time by myself. The only time I can go downstairs is if I collect deliveries or groceries, which is not good because then I just order stuff. So
crazy.
So now that wasn't my story for you.
Sooner, I'm in a 30-foot square box.
Yeah, he's worse off than me, by the way.
Matt, they just wanted it to be slightly larger than your New York apartment.
Come on.
Actually, a good.
No, I have a 1,200 square foot apartment in New York. I'm fine
Good
there.
God.
This is different. This is 30 square feet.
Marcel, by the
Yes,
way,
dear.
my favorite part about quarantining in the UK is they have Sky Sports Formula One channel.
No. That's
so I can
good.
watch it all the time. I can have it on Sky Sports F1 and just watch anything I want, Formula One related, the entire time.
Okay, so everyone else ignore us just for a moment. Sooner, do you think that Hamilton is sandbagging? Because,
Sandbagging?
well, P3 every week, he's like a half a second off Verstappen, and then he comes out and spanks him in qualifying. How does this happen? He's sandbagging.
The way that Jensen Button explained it was that he figures out what he needs to do in practices, and then quali he like just drives it home, and that's how he gets into the pole position.
You think?
He's like, yeah. I mean, I just think so. Like, if you think about how drivers, or like even if you want to relate it to like what we do, like you're only as good as your last rehearsal, right? Like you're like trying to figure out what you need to do to like make your system dope, like make it perfected, and then you get to like your dress rehearsal and you're like, great, I'm ready for show, and then you're good to go. Like I feel
yeah,
like
but you don't suddenly get like 30% better or something. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like picking up a half a second is a big deal. You know, if it was like a couple hundredths.
He's probably just like hanging out, just like doing whatever he needs to do in practice sessions, and then he just like.
I think he's sandbagging.
What does sandbagging mean to? Like,
sandbagging means holding back. You know,
oh,
like
he's
it's
totally doing that.
It's definitely a salesperson term. Ask Eric Loader to explain sandbagging. Eric, could you explain that to us, please?
Eric, can you explain that? Because he's 100% doing that, by the way. He totally has to be. You know, he's just calling it in until he gets to quality.
Yeah, basically when you've hit your number and you've got another number for next month, you hold orders for next month.
That's sandbagging.
I feel like it's just a different like strategy in racing. Like I don't know if you would call it sandbagging, right? If you're a Formula One
Yes,
driver.
I would. It's totally sandbagging.
Sorry, guys. I love him and he's amazing and he's gonna kill it.
Really? I used to like him until he just became so obnoxious. Now I really like I like some of the younger guys better now. You know who I became a fan of just because of the Netflix thing was what's his name?
He knows all about sandbagging.
Gasly. I became a huge fan of Gasly because of the Netflix episode 6, season 3. Watch it. Gasly's unbelievable in that episode.
No, I know he's great. I've seen it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
He's good. My second favorite is Lando, just because of his antics. And
Yeah,
he's
he's
also
pretty
a great
cool.
driver.
He's pretty cool.
But that's just me. And
Yep.
I love Max. I just don't think Max is going to win anything. He's going to be incredible.
Max is going to win
Probably
everything.
He's going to surpass Lewis's records for sure. I just want Lewis to surpass Schumacher's records. Then he can retire. Then Max. That's just my 2 cents. Sorry, guys. We're gonna take over this conversation with Formula One talk.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit obsessed. I apologize. I know, nerds. I know, Kaminsky. Sorry.
Yeah.
whatever.
Happy.
You're a bunch of nerds.
Just
we already
watch
do
it. It's
the,
so
Happy
exciting.
Days at 512 day? Did we already do that for the nerds?
It's
What's
so
that?
good. Have you ever paid attention to Formula One? Does anybody understand how incredibly relatable it is to our business?
Tell us.
Perhaps me.
Unbelievably relatable to our business. Like the techs, the people that are creating these cars, they are like the vendors and the roadies, and they actually win a prize in the circuit. They get the constructor's trophy if they actually kill it with their building of a car. And it's
Sooner.
like, what? Do
Somebody,
I stop?
no, somebody said that you did a really good job actually saying the word strategizing, even though you're drunk on tequila.
I was so drunk on tequila, and I just did a freaking Coldplay.
That's a tough
call.
word, though. That's
Guys,
a tough word.
Do you think I fucked up my Coldplay call like an hour ago? Because I don't want to be an
Probably.
asshole.
I'm just guessing. Probably.
I'm gonna totally text my buddy to make sure I didn't.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I
wouldn't
think
do that.
I would go with what you did and just let it go.
Yeah, I'd leave it alone sooner. Sooner. Stop texting.
I suck, guys.
We're trying to keep you employed sooner. Stop.
I'm
texting.
trying to freaking program a show, and they call me like 2 hours ago, and they're like, "Hey, we need you on a call," and I'm like, "I'm drinking tequila and programming Paradise. What do you want me to do?"
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Oh,
There are worse
geez.
problems to have. Don't
There
never
are.
never
I'm gonna lose
apologize.
my
unless
job.
you
I
feel
really
bad.
love them a lot.
Sooner. That's my advice. Never apologize unless you throw up on someone.
Oh, I've never done that before, so we're good.
Oh,
I have
so
thrown
you're
up
good.
in a
Let
trash
it go.
can on stage
go.
while setting up a lighting system before, but that was for Seven Dust. That's an entirely different situation. So Kaminsky's just laughing. Anyway, highly recommend
Anyway.
everybody watch Formula One at some point. Learn what's going on there. Teams are great. Drivers are like the artists.
I mean, guys, I didn't even tell her to say all this stuff. You know, I'm just sitting back and going, it's all good.
Haven't joined you in a while.
She's also a hockey fan, so you guys can talk about NHL all day.
Good
so.
God.
And she's Canadian
Yeah.
at heart. All right,
Yeah.
I'm muting. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Aloha, Sooner. Glad
Anyone
you
else
joined.
want to talk now?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. I got a story for you.
Of course you do.
You know I do. Hold on. Pull it up.
The Kiss one was pretty good already.
I know. Well, we can wait on the other one. I'm okay with it.
Greg Jones, what's going on? Have you sold any of those damn lights yet? We need some sales.
Here you go.
No, I learned how to sandbag from the best, so I'm sandbagging.
There you go.
We're not selling anything, guys, and you know, no, I'm actually here at the our sound stage here in Northridge, and it's day 2 of our first open house in 14 months, so it's pretty exciting. I just wanted to check in with you all and say hello.
Very cool.
So,
awesome.
Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, quite a few people
Greg,
today, about 60 people, which, you know, we're doing our best to space them out and giving everybody an hour block and staying as late as we can. And
this is in LA?
It's going great. Yeah, this is
Northridge,
Northridge headquarters.
Hey,
So-
Greg, Marcia here. I'm hoping to see Brad on Monday in New York.
Yeah, so he got you the email, right? We're in 3 different locations, you know, it's
Yeah,
not just the
I'm-
same location.
I'm still pending confirmation. I'm trying to stack some appointments, and right now I've got a 4:45 slot on Monday with Brad.
Okay.
And I wanted to try to do it at the Christie Lights site because then I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone and torture Chris, maybe.
Cool.
Yes.
Make him buy you
Yes.
dinner, Marcia.
At the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a weird experience. I've been
Wait,
up to 3
you
dinners
could
this
have
week.
you could have sushi or sushi.
This is true.
Take your pick.
Or I could have bait.
Exactly.
So the reason I'm late is because I'm getting ready to launch this website that is roytho.com. It's all about this DJ that you all know is my tie-in to so much of my musical past. and I'll send out emails. But if you guys check on Facebook, we've got a live cast that's coming this Saturday, 6 hours. It'll be a SoundCloud link. It's originating from a record store and a guy has a company called Sound Metaphors out of Berlin. So this whole thing initiated out of Berlin, and it kicks off at 2:00 Saturday Berlin time. And then it'll be all over Facebook and Instagram with the link that's posted. So if y'all want to listen to some fabulous, fabulous music from the wonderful disco days of the 80s, this is my first SoundCloud broadcast. And there you have it. It'll be on Facebook. So if you got any questions, just link over to my page and there'll be links up.
Cool.
Marcel, this is that project I spoke with you about a few months ago. It's finally
No, I remember.
rolling into fruition.
Good. Congrats and good luck.
Well, thanks. Thanks, buddy. And thanks for the advice. I really appreciated it.
Bob Harmon.
Yeah, buddy. Shoot, hold on. You just said.
Oh, did I make it in time for show and tell? Yay!
Yeah, you did. I was just sending some more stuff to Sunu there that'll make her smile. But anyways, we
what? I can't even say it. More tequila.
Stop it.
You're
Totally
texting tequila.
Get your
Texting
mind out of
tequila.
If someone could learn how to text tequila, that would be great. No.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, there you go.
We're on.
Send us your address sooner, and the Uber will be shortly on their way.
Is this Tracy Young, my DJ friend that we're putting up there?
Second. We are going to that desktop. Okay. You see a graduation shot. Is that what you're looking at?
We are.
Cool.
You and a bunch of girls.
Me and a bunch of girls. This is me in high school. And of course, I started my lighting company in high school. So Eggshell Lighting, we did a Brewer and Shipley. That was my very first concert. We didn't have the gear to do it. We did it in 1974, Andrews Amphitheater. I'm the class of 1975. I had just graduated from Kylo High School, but for now, nobody believed that we were anything more than a fluke. So this is the deal. Headed inside our Diamond Head crater, there used to be concerts, the Crater Celebration. This was the most amazing event. This was the mother of all concerts in Hawaii. Buddy Miles played there, Journey played there, the Turtles, Carlos Santana, the Chambers Brothers. Everybody played the Sunshine Festival, not because they made a lot of money, but because they simply wanted to. Often referred to as the Woodstock of the Pacific, it was promoted and produced by the biggest production names in the Hawaiian, cosmos, like Tom Moffat, Ken Rosine, Bob Payton. You don't even know these names, but for us, it's legendary. And I'm a kid. I'm 16 years old, and we've done Kiss. Good heavens! So now, short story. We knew we had to be there. This would be crucial for our success, for people to take us seriously. Isn't it grand that there's a time in your life that you were young enough that bold meant you just had to plan for it? And that's what we did. So I approached Bob Payton. He's the production manager. I said, I know the Crater Festival is a daytime show. We're trying to get into the show. We want to be seen. I don't have any street cred really yet. And they don't know me by visual. And I said, but it's a daytime show. I know you don't need it, but the second stage needs light to tear down after dark. You know that. You're in a grass field. It's black out there. We have a couple of street lights. We acquired them after a car accident in the city of Kailua. We ran out into the road and scooped up the street lights, and we have the poles to mount them on. And so Bob Payton, the production manager, says, fine, great. Just stay away from Ken. He's the promoter. He really doesn't know me. If anybody asks, refer them to me. Don't make me regret this. And then, so with my jalopy truck, I now I now have a pass and backstage passes, and we're going into this show. The festival is like amazing.
I love that truck, Bob.
We're talking thousands and thousands of peaceful people like partaking of the best. And I'll just leave it at that. You already know what I'm talking about. Getting sunburnt accented by bikini clad maidens everywhere, twirling like dust bunnies in a desert of
Hey,
tie-dye.
Bob, was Maui Wowie like a thing?
Not only is Maui Wowie a thing, but Marlboro cigarettes went 20 years ago and copyrighted the name, so they'll be ready.
Really?
Yep. In
Are
fact,
you
all the
kidding?
good ones like Kona Gold and all that, it's already been booked out by all the cigarette manufacturers. But that's
Oh, wow.
I digress. Going back to the story. So you know, we're back to bikini-clad maidens that are like twirling like dust bunnies in a desert of tie-dye. Each grouping was an island to itself. Every subsequent band sent the journey down a new and different path. We made a day of it. Hell, I'd go on to make a life of this. Late afternoon hunger set in, and rumor has it that there was food in the production truck, but that's off limits to me. They don't even know who the hell I am. Didn't stop us from venturing in. And the place was abuzz. It's like really alive. Ken Rosine, the guy I'm not supposed to talk to, later of KMR Productions, was trying to get some friends on stage to play before the event was over. The show was going really long. It was getting dark. Panic was setting in. In the corner, I'm overhearing Ken talking, you know, guys, maybe this isn't the time. We'll try again in the fall after your albums come out. There'll be another time. I'm so sorry. Me, and now I'm actually yelling past Bob that kind of got me into the production. Ken, like I knew him. Bob Harmon, Eggshell Lighting. Ken's like pissed off and going, and who's he with? Peyton raises his hand and just kind of looks downward, shaking his head because I've really, really fucked him. And then he goes, me. We have two 1,000-watt lights on the secondary stage. Give me 15 minutes. It won't be pretty, but it'll work. In the ensuing moments with dark descending on the secondary stage, we were escorted like we were the surprise guests themselves. We raced through the backstage. That's our street light, or one like it. There's a Crater Festival, and this is Diamond Head. So we have two 1,000-watt lights on a secondary stage. Give me 15 minutes. This won't be pretty, but it's going to work. Ensuing minutes with darkest descending on the secondary stage, we were escorted like the surprise guests themselves. We raced through that backstage access road onto the main stage, held two street lights, like two Hawaiian kahili bearers, stage right and stage left. It would be the first concert in America, at least in this incarnation. Their self-titled album, Fleetwood Mac, wouldn't come out for 7 more months. And that's the end of the story.
That is awesome.
Wait, so
As
was the
usual.
concert in the Crater?
I want to visit you and see all these.
You know,
We all do.
It is so fun. It's just what I do. And you know, my
Bob
shop
can literally say
legend.
is the first lighting designer for Fleetwood Mac. That's pretty fucking amazing.
That's right. 2 torches. Now, you know, I was just telling today somebody a story about Todd Rundgren. You know, that I watched a show and it just stunned me because they did it with bare light bulbs, pull chains. I can't remember the song, but I mean, you know, they started off and they played like a normal show and stuff. And Todd Rundgren and his band, you know, his band, it might have been Utopia, don't remember. They're amazing anyway. But there's like this pregnant pause before the guitar plays, you know, picks up. So you have all this brilliant stage lighting and it's going on. And then the pregnant pause happens, stage is black. And then you see the guitar player. The only reason you see him because the light is now descended and he pulls the pull chain. And that's that pregnant pause. And on moment, he's off into a guitar solo. And then there's when the band comes back, all these people, it's all mechanical and the band's actually out running it. So the chorus comes in and 4 or 5 chorus girls pull chains in front of them while the guitar goes out. I mean, there's, you know, we talk about all this high tech stuff and it's all true. And it's after you notice what they're doing, then you notice that there's actually white flats around it. And they've strategically placed people to be shadowed by those very lights against the background, animated. And it's just so simple, but it's simple can be stunning.
That's amazing.
I 100% agree with simple can be stunning.
Yeah, so the reason that conversation came up is because I watched Cat Stevens and one of that was one of the very first shows I ever saw. And, you know, you've always seen in the, you know, the books and the magazines, you know, the gobos, right? And we've all seen a cathedral window gobo, nothing special there. you put it on a backdrop. But we're talking the day of cars. No, you don't have moving lights to play with. But what they had done is they used 2 Lecos to do the same gobo. So what they did is, as Cat Stevens sits at a piano, there's 1 Leco over there, and it's projecting half the window, but it's made to bleed just enough that you see it on my face. The other Leco, just enough to see the back of my head. Picture window appears. Now the light is there and looks like it's breaking around me. The simplicity of 2 lights to be able to see a bigger picture is a lesson that a lot of people that just have their hand on tons of moving lights ought to know, that you're about creating the moment.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
It is freaking raining here. I just realized that. Holy Christ.
Coming down?
It is. It is chucking it down. And my seat apparently is not in a very good place.
Oh, no.
We're in for a bit of a change here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Damn. You might
Take care,
recognize
Lynn.
the rain.
Aloha.
Aloha.
See you, Lynn. Peter Morse, what's news? Nothing? No. That's a bad no. That's a,
No, summer's coming. That's about it.
wow, summer in Tahoe ain't so bad.
No.
I think I'm going to get over there this summer. Wiseman keeps threatening, and
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure,
we don't have any.
I'm sure you have a couch somewhere.
Oh yeah, a couple bedrooms. And this is our first week with no snow in the forecast, so we're getting close.
I had some snow this morning, Peter. I'll make up for it over here on the East Coast in the Catskills.
You can have it. Thank you.
Just a few flakes on my shirt yesterday afternoon too.
At least we've got gas here.
I think I'm far up enough north that I've still got gas, but who knows next week. Crazy.
Where in the Catskills are you, Marcia?
I'm about 10 miles from Bel Air Ski Center.
Okay.
Which is closest village is called Fleischman's.
Okay. I grew up in Vermont, so
okay.
My entire family is in. Well, I grew up in Newport, Vermont, which is like northeast, like in the middle, kind of the state. But I'm going to be in the Catskills in Woodstock at the beginning of June.
Oh, definitely get in touch. I'll message you my cell phone because I'm about a 35-minute drive west-northwest from Woodstock.
Okay, perfect. My email's in the chat.
I'll copy it off the chat. Rock on. Yay. It'll be great to see you in person too. And it's awesome up here. In fact, it's freezing. I have to go put some wood on the fire. I'll be right back.
So sorry it's so cold there still. You guys are getting a cold spell.
No.
My parents are freezing right now.
Sooner, I'm glad I drove up last week and I will experience all of spring. The only thing that's open yet are the daffodils. I will get all of spring in its glory. My lilacs just have the maples trees still have pollen falling off them. That's how little baby leaves are.
Oh my God.
Where's Howard Ungerleider? This is starting to sound like a Rush song. And the maples,
sounds like home to me.
Does anybody know the words? Come on, man.
No.
I just remember the maples form a union. And then something else happens.
I don't think anyone knows the words.
And then it goes, and the maples form a union, and then it goes like that.
Oh, nice sound effect.
Yeah, it's a Rush drum thing, Neil Peart. Okay, so wait a second. Is it Neil Peart?
Yours
Neil
was
Peart?
better, Bob.
Neil Peart or Neil Peart? Which is it?
I don't know.
Depends on what nationality you are. You Canadian?
I am.
Mm-hmm. How do you say
So what are you saying? I'm supposed to
How do you say it?
Like that's like a God-given thing that just falls to you?
Yeah, how do you say it?
How do you say Neil Peart or Neil Peart?
You say Peart, don't you?
I say Peart.
You do? I would say Peart. I don't know.
That says Peart. Okay, so the three, you're kind of sort of a Canadian.
I would say Perth. I would say
All
Perth
right.
too.
So what are all the words that are different? Tomato, tomato, aluminum, aluminium.
A lot of words. No, we don't say aluminium. We say aluminum.
No, but Steve Oren might.
Yeah, well, that's a whole
There you go.
different thing.
Yeah, but that's
whole
Across
different
the
thing now.
pond, if
that's
you will.
British. That's
Oh, I know, but I mean, it is interesting that different words that we know have different accents or sayings.
Or
I'm
pronounced
not.
differently.
I'm
I
not
mean-
fond of the wasted letters. You know, like the U in all these words, like neighbor and color and favor or flavor or whatever the hell has the U's in it. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure how the Brits get from schedule to schedule.
Schedule sounds so much more elegant.
Schedule? Okay, I'm just not
I don't
sure
know, it
how
sounds
you
like
get
you're
there.
shoveling.
the thing that drives me. The thing that drives me crazy is when it's like 0.1, they say not 0.1. I don't get that.
Yeah.
The not. It doesn't make sense to
Listen,
me.
my girlfriend is a Canadian. I live with a Brit. Sorry, wrong girlfriend.
Same Commonwealth.
I mean, we're constantly arguing about these words. You know, it's like, what? I don't know. You know, these are all crazy words. These British words.
Hey, Matt,
And I'm
I'd like
supposed to
like
just know.
Matt, I'm like a global citizen, you know. I can remember my English business partner being so upset because I was spelling through, THRU, and he was absolutely incensed. And in fact, we have a button on the console which is through 1 through 10, for fuck's sake, 1 through 10 channel numbers, and we had 4 characters to express the word through, and we argued and argued and argued with. And he went, THRG, I think.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sooners demonstrating.
You know, I'm sorry. I have to
Or
apologize
how-
to all Americans, Canadians, everyone. I mean, that for a British, you know, he was managing director at the time, for a British guy to sit there and refuse to accept, okay, I need to express the word through in 4 letters. How am I going to do that? And refuse to accept THRU. Excuse me.
Steve, hey, Steve, I just want to remind you, this does go on YouTube. So,
you know what? I'm sticking my hand up. Rick, you are wrong. Rick, my partner, you are wrong. Through is THRU in this day and age.
I agree with you. I think that's a very efficient use of letters.
Absolutely.
Still works.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We're a global community.
Well,
you
how
know?
about color with a U?
That's what I was saying. Yeah, the Canadians
wow.
and the Brits, they're crazy with that shit. What
Yeah,
do you
well,
need a U for?
I cannot defend that. No.
Did
That's
anyone see
Colour.
that? Did you see that Saturday Night Live sketch with the Couleur, that Farrell and Ball Couleur? No one saw that?
I never saw it.
Okay, SNL Saturday. Yeah, it's a thing. I'll try to find
Did
it.
you see the Elon Musk one though?
Link us.
Yes, that
Elon
was
Musk was
funny.
actually friggin' hilarious.
I bet
That
it
was
was.
pretty funny.
It was better
So
than I thought it
damn
was gonna
funny.
be, for sure.
The one where he's talking to the millennials, not millennials, Gen Z kids, is so friggin' funny. I mean, bro. Everything
Actually,
they
I
start
thought
with,
he did a
"Bro."
really good job, all things being equal. I mean, he's not an actor. He was doing his thing, and I thought he came off really good.
And he sold a shit ton of Dogecoin, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Marsha, he did a really good job. He did a really good job tanking Dogecoin.
He
Did he
did.
really?
No, it was great. It was like he was playing himself, and it totally worked.
Yeah. Well, he's such a quirky dude, but he's
well, he
actually
said-
so funny.
Yeah, he said that it was basically like a scam. He basically said on SNL that Dogecoin was a scam, and then everyone sold all their Dogecoin.
Well, he's
like it
he's
dropped
said
from
that
70
since the
cents to
beginning.
40 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has
He's
said
been
that
that
since the
secret
very
of-
beginning.
Well, that was also part of the
But-
script.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yes, of course it was. You know, this stuff is all scripted out, but still, it was pretty funny to use Elon Musk himself as the butt of the joke, which he played along with brilliantly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, I thought so. And I think, like everyone else, I wondered, what the hell is Elon Musk doing hosting Saturday Night Live? Like, how off the wall is that? And it turned out better than some actors who I've seen host the show.
You know what? I mean, I live in Florida. You know how many electric car people have been in my face today? Like, see, I told you, you need an electric car. You got no gas now, do you? You got no gas. You got no gas. You need an electric car. And I'm like, I'm good. You know, I got a full tank of gas. It's in the driveway.
And I want to know when there's a power outage, what all these people with electric cars are going to do with those of us with V8 engines can
That's a
go
good
fill
point.
up with gas.
That's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
not for nothing.
Yeah.
It
That's
should
not
be
a bad
temporary
point.
though, anyway, right? Like next week they were saying it should be back
Jesus
to normal.
Christ. Why can't rain in Florida go down? It's like going this way and now it's going this way. And
Oh, yeah. Is it every day?
It doesn't even look
right now?
windy out there. It doesn't even look windy behind you, Marcel.
no, it's just friggin'
No, it looks
raining like crazy.
paradise, huh?
It
I'm
ain't
always
paradise, it's
surprised.
raining.
Weird.
Friggin' raining. Anyways,
Is it
we need
raining
the
every
rain,
day
apparently.
this time?
Not
of year?
yet. No, not yet.
We got another 2 weeks and then it'll start raining.
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got a couple weeks and then it's just like, you know,
Every-
oh, is it 3 o'clock?
I'll
You
be
know,
there
the
for
rain
that.
comes down.
Took the words
Yeah.
right out of my mouth. You can set your
Yeah.
clock by those 3 o'clock showers, but they're
Well,
great. They cool it off.
You know
Yeah.
what though? I've always been a boater, and you know, boating in Florida, everybody goes, "Oh my God, it must be terrible with all the storms." But it's actually, you know, like I would always go out in the morning, and you know, if I was going diving, I'd go drop an anchor somewhere near a wreck or something, and sit out there all day, and you know, have a couple beers and do some diving or whatever. As long as you're looking at your watch and going, "Oh, it's 1 o'clock. We better head back in," you know. Because if you wait a little too long, you're going to get caught in like a storm that you're just like, holy shit, what is this? So,
Yeah, you can't even
which
see
I've been in a few of those.
Yeah, we're coming out June 1st. We'll be right in time for all the rain. You know, out to
Why? Why June 1st?
Well, just that's the date we have.
Oh, so are
We're
you,
gonna
what
start
are you
driving that day.
with your family and you're doing like theme parks and stuff or what?
No, well, family lives out there. I haven't been out there
Oh.
since COVID started, and we're just
Yeah. Good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you. Yeah, I mean, June is still okay. June is when it's really getting super hot, but there's still some not so rainy days and stuff.
Mhm.
By July, it's just, you know, it's a shit show every day.
Cool.
It's, you know, the downpour every day, but
Well,
yeah,
we'll
it's been
have to get
okay.
used to it. I haven't had a day of rain here in Arizona, and when was the last time? Jeez, about a month ago.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
do live in the desert, Greg. So I mean,
Yeah.
that says something.
Yeah.
One extreme to the other.
I think that's kind of on the ad when you buy your house in Arizona. You know, it don't rain here. No rain.
Yeah.
Hot as fuck.
Yeah, it's getting pretty hot.
Well, unless anybody has anything incredible to announce, like, you know, you're coming out or you're going in or you're something's changing, you got a gig, God forbid.
My website, that was the biggest news I have this
We
week.
got that
I've been
one.
working on it for a
Congratulations.
few
That's a good one.
weeks,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest news. I have a quick show and tell before we sign off. Hang on.
Uh-oh. Leave your clothes on, Marsha. Oh, did I say that out loud? I was just thinking it. I'm sorry.
As you can see, my motif behind me is very cowboy oriented with
I see that.
I see.
picture of old friends and spurs, and that same trip. And if I have bad house guests that are unruly, I get them with the branding iron.
Oh.
And it is a
Wow.
real old-fashioned cowboy branding iron.
Oh, wow.
That the wood came, it was a wood stick on it, so that's gone. So if there are bad house guests, beware. You will get the letter A on your hiney.
That's what
Nice.
everybody needs.
Well,
So that's
you know,
like
some
making
people
it-
like it, so we like to accommodate guests as well. So you know.
I mean, who doesn't have an A on their hiney? Jesus. Wake up. It's freaking 2021. That's sort of a thing.
Sort of a thing. I guess it's an A. I don't know. Whatever the farm was, kind of looks like a lowercase a. I'm sure.
I think I already said this, but I went
That's
to see
fancy.
I went to see Pantera at the Santa Monica Civic Center,
That's good.
and I think it was the drum tech who came up to me and goes, "Hey Marcel, have you got a coat hanger?" I'm like, no, why? You locked yourself out of your car? And he's got some like very young girl with him. And he goes, no, we're going to do some branding. And I'm like, yeah, no, even if I did have a coat hanger, I think I'd be pulling it back from you right now.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Weird.
So Marcia, you
All
could
right.
add a coffee can to that. You'd have the @ sign, and that would mean so much more.
That's true.
That's funny.
Very true, Bob.
All right, everyone. See you next week.
Good to
Hey,
see you.
Lil,
Have a good one.
Bye now.
Be well, all right?
See y'all next week. Tune in on Saturday. If you
well.
want some great music.
Sooner.
y'all.
Yeah.
See you, Sinner.
Good.
Cheers.
Bye, everybody.